Hello there, and a warm welcome to another edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. This is the programme where we get answers to all your travel related questions. And today we're going to be answering more of your questions on cruise holidays. But before we do, if you have a question, query or dilemma for our raft of travel experts, then please do get in touch. Our website is www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Click on Programmes, select the clinic page and submit your question to us online through the website. If you want to email us directly, you can do. clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk is the address, and you can write to us by post as well to the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, cruising has become a way of holiday making that more and more of us each year are choosing. In fact, last year a whopping 1.6 million of us took to the sea. But with an increase in popularity, has the cruising industry moved with the trending times? Well, to tell us more and to answer your cruise-related questions, I'm joined by Managing Director Fraser Ellacott of Thomson Cruises. Welcome along, Fraser.
Morning, Phil.
Now, it's good to get the top man on the programme. I'm pleased about that for a change. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up being Managing Director of Thomson.
Well, I've been for 22 years in the travel industry, Phil, and interestingly, about 16, 17 of those were in aviation. And with British Airways, actually.
Okay.
I then moved to Thomson in First Choice a number of years ago, and this fascinating industry of cruising is very much part of the bedrock of Thomson. And I was lucky enough to be offered the opportunity to run that business, which I've always been fascinated with the cruise industry. Sure. and cruising in general, about 5 months ago. So
and the travel industry as well, you've obviously been fascinated about. That was from
Absolutely.
an early age, was it?
From an early, I can remember when I was 7 years old, writing this booklet called The Theory of Flight, right back from Icarus flying too near the sun all the way up to Concorde. So I was clearly fascinated as a child, and it's lived with me throughout.
So what made you make the transition from planes to boats then, or ships?
Well, one of the things that I mentioned was that the cruise, the more I got into the holiday business, that is Thomson in First Choice, the more I heard about this cruising business. And it just really appealed to me, the thought of travelling to so many different places in one holiday and experiencing so many different things. So I was always interested in getting involved in it, and as I say, I was lucky enough just 5 months ago to be put into the role.
Oh, great. And how's it going so far? Was it anything like you expected it to be?
You know, you can talk about aircraft, you can talk about ships, but actually it's very different. It's far more exciting, a business and industry, and it has a global reach. It does, and the sort of interest and the excitement that's with cruising is it's probably more than I had envisaged from what I knew.
Okay, is that because the pace of travel is just a little bit slower, a little bit more time to reflect than a fast-moving airplane journey?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. So there are so many more stories. It's such a richer experience that you get going on a cruise holiday, and I think that's one of the things that it brings it out quite strongly.
Well, you're 5 months into cruising then. What have you learnt so far, do you think, about the cruising industry and how it's going?
The cruising industry is a growth industry. You know, we live in difficult times, as we all know, with over the last year or two with the economic uncertainty. But cruise is growing. Cruise is growing stronger than any other travel industry, and that's fantastic news for the cruise industry, and it's fantastic news for the people out there in the public, because I think it's appealing to a far broader range of customers than it ever did, as people experience it and find out about just what value it can give.
Now, you're approaching this obviously from a business point of view, and you've got to get the business running efficiently and effectively. What do you think we can all look forward to from that point of view in cruising? Well,
I think we can look forward to an improvement and an increase in just the range of experiences that you can enjoy. You look at the facilities that are offered on ships now, and there's vast ranges of types of ships. We consider ourselves in the sort of middle ground or the centre ground of cruising, and we offer a fantastic range of experiences on board. The destinations, fancy going to 6 different countries in a week and experiencing the cultures and the people, and some of the places that we go are just so exciting.
Now, as well as being the top man at Thomson Cruises, you're also a dad and a family man as well, aren't you?
Very much.
Tell us about how your cruising has been affected as a family man too, and your introduction to it.
Whenever I got the job, I've got a boy and 2 girls, a 12-year-old, 10-year-old and 6-year-old, and they are so excited. And in fact, we're going with some close friends of ours just in 3 or 4 weeks' time on a Western Mediterranean cruise with us obviously. And the children are so excited. They're so excited about going on a ship and experiencing all these different countries. So cruising is for families, and I think that's a big message to get across to your viewers, that sometimes maybe in the past has not been recognised, but it offers such a wide range of entertainment and facilities for children, especially the school holidays.
Was your children's reaction anything like you thought it would be, knowing them as I'm sure you do, the fact that we're going on board a ship?
Well, it's interesting. I wasn't sure what to expect, especially with a 12-year-old. You know, that 12, nearly getting to the teens, and I was interested in the reaction, but the excitement and the genuine interest that came across. I think that people should realise that it has this appeal for the broad range of the family, and I think that's something that you see is growing and growing in the type of customer that now is going on a cruise holiday.
And it's not because all Dad's been talking about for the last 5 months since he joined Thomson is cruises all the time at home, is it?
Look, Dad talks a lot in that family, sadly, for my wife and children, but actually it's not just about Dad, it's Dad's business that he's involved with. There's a genuine interest there, and I think once you've gone on cruising, you always go back.
What do you think people are looking for from a cruise holiday then now?
A number of things. Market research tells us that the destination and the itinerary, where you go, is a really important factor when people are deciding their cruise holiday. But it's not just that. I think people are certainly looking for value. And I think if you think about, there are a range of cruise holidays you can go on, a range of ships. But one of the clear things is you need to know what value you're getting. You know, and some cruise lines have different charging mechanisms. So check your brochure, really understand all those hidden extras. We don't have any, we're one of the few that don't, but actually you need to check and really do your research. So value is a key point. Then they're looking for entertainment, they're looking for a range of dining experiences, and they're looking also for sometimes a quiet time, and there's always a quiet place you can go to relax on board a ship, and so it really is a wide range of experiences.
Yes, I think the hidden extras is something that you've touched on there, and I think from what I've learned since doing this programme is the fact before you go away you've got to do all your planning and make sure everything's in order before you set out the door. Really, do your preparation.
Absolutely, preparation is key. This is not it's not just a simple booking a flight. This is about a holiday and experience. So really do your research and understand all those charges because they're there. You may have to look for them. Some are more upfront than others. Effectively, we pride ourselves on being upfront about everything. So make sure you do that research.
What about a message you may have for people who are new to cruising, people who have yet to cruise? I mean, you must be looking at people who are taking a package holiday to Spain, for example, and thinking they ought to be taking a cruise because it's much more fun. Are you?
Yeah. Look, both are fun. Yeah, you know, the holiday I work for, we're a big holiday company generally as well. And I think one of the things that's quite attractive is you can do both. How about if I was, a number of months ago, I was new to cruising. I'm sold in it. It's not just because I'm involved in the company and running the company. It's a fantastic holiday, but you can do both. You can cruise and stay. And you know, for new cruisers, sometimes that actually is quite an interesting and good way to get involved in cruising, where you can have a week's cruise, you can have a week's holiday in a hotel, or a few days, you know, and that flexibility, you know, we can offer 10, 11 nights sort of durations. So there's something for everyone there. If you want to balance the sort of holiday you're looking for.
So you could almost do it like a taster then, couldn't you,
Absolutely.
for a couple of nights?
Absolutely, and we're finding more and more people are interested in that sort of holiday where they have a mix.
Okay. Is it really something for the family though, do you think? You know, obviously people are very, I mean, how many people can afford more than one holiday at the moment, if at all any holidays? You know, you have to be really careful when you make your holiday decision these days, haven't you, that you're spending your money wisely. So a combination of a little bit of everything sounds good to me personally. But what about who you're taking with you? You know, are there plenty of things for families on board ships?
Absolutely, and you know, as I've mentioned before, there's quite a range of ships and there's a range of facilities. And there are, you know, we have kids clubs, you know, we have, you know, a vast range of entertainment, both for adults and for children. Especially in the school holidays, you're looking for obviously something that will entertain the children. There are numerous activities on board the ships that can appeal to quite a range of youngsters. We even have stage schools that we've just started.
All right. Well, I want to talk a bit more about the entertainment because obviously enjoying yourself on board is a key thing. So stay right there for the moment, Fraser. And we'll be hearing more from Fraser in part 2 of today's clinic. But don't forget, if you have a holiday or cruise related question, then please do get in touch with us. Our website is www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Click on Programmes, select the clinic page and submit your questions to us online through the website. You can also email us directly, clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, and it'd be great to hear from you by post as well to the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. And if you're new to cruising, then our first time guide to cruise holidays is just for you. Here it is. It's completely free, full of really useful questions and answers. Simply give us a call to receive a copy. 0871 423 4444. Calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and calls from other networks and mobiles may vary. Well, it's time for us to take a quick break right now, but do stay with us, as when we return, we'll be answering more of your cruise related questions. Hello and welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. This is the programme where we tackle your questions and dilemmas on the various aspects of holidaying and cruising. Remember though, this is your programme and we'd really love to hear from you. If you want to get in touch with us, our website is www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. If you click on Programmes, select the clinic page and submit your questions to us online through the website. You can also email us directly to clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk and contact us by post as well to the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. But back to today's clinic, and Fraser Ellacott, the Managing Director of Thomson Cruises, is with me now. Fraser, it's good to have the top man, as I'm saying, but the entertainment we talked about just before we went for the break is key on board a ship, I would imagine, for enjoying yourself, having a good holiday. But of course, you know what it's like. You've been round the pool on your conventional package holiday. They all come round trying to get you involved. You might just want to sit there and enjoy the sun. Is that the case on board as well?
Absolutely. I mean, let's first start on entertainment generally. What a range that you have on board the ships, from West End style shows to quizzes, to games, to plays even. But that's not necessarily for everyone. And I think one of the things that is good for everyone to realise is that if you want to go for a quiet area in the library, or just soak up the sun on a sun lounger, or enjoy a quiet drink at the bar, that's what you can do. It's about choice. And customers want choice. Everyone wants choice. So you're not pressurised into doing anything. You're not pressurised into having a dance with Thomson the dog that sometimes appears on some of our ships for the kids. There's no pressure.
Good, I'm pleased to hear that. That's excellent. Now, I think that's probably why some of the ships are so huge and fantastic, because they have a variety of things going on board. But also, if you just want a bit of peace and quiet, read a book at the back somewhere away from everything, you can do that.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things to get across is the ship doesn't have to be huge to find a quiet area. That's really important for your viewers to understand. You know, the range of ships that you can get in the cruise industry, they all offer quiet areas and areas that you can relax, enjoy a spa maybe. That's one of the other things that a lot of customers are interested in.
Because if you are a family man, and I know you are, then if you want to send the kids off to enjoy themselves while you and the wife have a little bit of R&R, then you can do that, can't you? And they'll be well looked after and safe as well, won't they?
Yeah, one of the things that is reassuring, is so reassuring, is the professionalism of all the teams you have on board that look after the children. From a very young age up to the sort of 16-year-olds. Professional team, well trained, lots of facilities, lots of things to do, and you can trust them. And that's really important for parents to know, especially younger children, that they're being well looked after, because that's one of the key considerations that you need to know.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you're quite partial to the old pina colada as well, aren't you?
Well, now and again, or the old vodka martini. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Brilliant. Food then, I think that's possibly, well up there with entertainment and things to do on board ship, isn't it? The variation and as well as the exotic things that you possibly might want to try on holiday, it's nice to have a little bit of simple food as well sometimes, isn't it, that you're familiar with?
And again, that's one of the things that customers can enjoy. The range of food on board the ship is just simply fantastic. And you can go from as you say, traditional cooking, the home cooking, and then you can go right round the globe. And we have chefs from all around the world on board our ships, as do others. And so the range is quite considerable and will suit every taste. And of course, you can change every evening, every lunchtime. You do not have to have the same thing every day. So choice is great. And I think the venue also differs. You can have buffet style, where and sometimes there are some showcase cooking demonstrations that will go on, which is really interesting for a lot of people. And then you can go for a five course waiter served, or even 7 course waiter served gastronomique, which a lot of people favour as well. So you get from one range to the other, and again, it's about choice.
They're the ones where you have to walk around the ship several times or go to the gym the day after to work it off, don't you?
Well, you do, or you can decide not to. You're on holiday after all, aren't you?
How are the food options prepared? Because obviously, if you're out at sea, how do you get on for fresh food and things like that? You're taking a lot on board when you're in port.
Absolutely. It's all fresh food, and that's one of the things that the food quality is very high on board the cruise ship. And that is something that we see our customers and in terms of food standards, we're talking sort of 95% think it's good or excellent. That's the sort of standard that you need to aspire to. Food is so important on board a ship and on your holiday, and the quality of the fresh food is key. So yes, you're every time you're in home port, you're picking up fresh produce.
And I think a lot of people say to me whenever I talk to them about cruising, is that you have to dress formally, don't you, when you're on a cruise holiday and for dinner? It's
interesting. Again, this is one of the misconceptions probably in the general public that's out there. It all depends which cruise you go on. There are cruises for every taste. Some cruise lines are more formal, some are more informal, and some are a mix, effectively. On us, for example, it's quite an informal atmosphere, but there's at least one formal night where people like to dress up, people like to meet the captain, people like to really enjoy themselves on at least one of those sort of formal nights out. So it varies, but I think people want to feel relaxed as well. And I think that's important on holiday.
I think that's possibly what it used to be like in the olden days, wasn't it? Along with the average age was probably a lot higher than it is now.
Yeah, indeed. And those days, I think it was cruising was you would even harbour to say for the elite. In the older days, cruising's for everyone now, and that's the main message to get across. And it's not it's not so formal an image that some people may have. It really is for families, for couples, for kids. It's for everybody.
Did you get a little bit of chance to do some market research when you've been, since you've been in the job, to actually talk to people about cruising and what they enjoy? Are they some of the things that they've been talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoken to quite a number of customers in the number of months that I've been there, and all the things I'm talking about are things that are, this is the customer that's talking, and it's the customer that you've got to listen to, and the customer that you've got to deliver what they want, really. So those things I've talked about around the range of destinations, the value, the food, the entertainment, these are all things that customers really value, as well as clearly what we find is the no hidden charges is really important for them.
Because I would have thought that's quite important for the top man in the business to understand what's going on the shop floor, so to speak, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm getting out on our ships, not just on holiday, but yes. Clearly,
as nice as that is,
nice as that is, I'm getting out on our ships regularly, because you've got to touch your end product and listen to customers and listen to their views, because you're always trying to improve and give greater value for the customer.
Of course. So what's this I hear about Thomson hosting celebrities on board then?
Well, we've had a really exciting summer. We had Peter Andre on the Dream, the Thomson Dream, our flagship, and effectively he took his family and his entourage and had a fantastic holiday. I think his family were tweeting about it every day. But he's lovely guy, and as are all his family. He had a wonderful time. So he did some photo shoots, I think, for OK and Now magazine. But it was about a holiday for him as well. So he had a great time. And then what else have we got? You may have heard of something called Showboaters, which is a new reality TV programme that's actually been filmed on board the Thomson Dream just at the end of the last winter in the Caribbean. And it's an X Factor type show, the first one that's really been done on a ship, where contestants battle it out to be an entertainer. And the winning entertainer will actually be a star on board our ship this winter in the Caribbean again. So watch this space.
All right, okay, come on, you can tell us a bit more about that then.
Well, it's 5 girls, 5 boys, and it's 8 episodes every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. On Sky One, and they battle it out. They have 2 teams, and they have to present entertainment.
Okay.
There are 3 judges. We have a Simon Cowell-esque judge.
I was going to say, you haven't put yourself down as a Simon Cowell judge.
Absolutely not. No, I'm far too nice. So effectively, we have 3 judges and very experienced entertainment industry judges who vote off every week, vote off a contestant. So you can imagine the stories, the trials and tribulations. The second episode has just happened this week. So it's building, and I think it's going to be an exciting finish. All
right, okay. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more about that, Fraser. But in the meantime, thank you very much indeed for updating us on what's been happening in the cruising world, and everything that you've told us about today. Certainly looks like an interesting option when you're looking at booking a holiday this year. Fraser, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
And don't forget, if you're new to cruising, then we have our first time guide to cruise holidays available for you. Here it is. Simply give us a call on 0871 423 4444. Calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and calls from other networks and mobiles may vary. Well, that's all we've got time for in this edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Don't forget, we're here to help you. So please do get in touch with any holiday or cruise related questions, and we'll get one of our travel gurus on the case for you. Until next time, from myself and all the team here, take care, goodbye.